guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have kind of a spur of the moment fun challenge that I wanted to do. I haven't really seen this anywhere, but I just thought it would be a fun idea to match the books that I read to the clothes that I wear. So I kind of came up with this because I just got dressed for the day this morning. We were about to go and grab some food for breakfast, and so I just got dressed and I put on this like dark green athletic shirt and just some black leggings, and I happen to have like a little like gold chain necklace and this little gold ring that I wear. Like, these are usually my go-to jewelry. I have some gold earrings in. And as I was walking out of my bedroom, I realized that I had on my nightstand the book that I was wanting to start reading today, because I had finished a different book this morning and I'd set this one up because I knew it was the book I wanted to read next. And I accidentally matched the book, and I was like, what are the odds of that? And then I was like, that could be a fun video idea. So if you guys want to see what other books I kind of come up with to match outfits that I wear, continue watching. And yeah, we're going to jump into the first book here. If you guys have any other challenges that you want to see me do or ideas for any videos, let me know in the comments below. I love just doing different reading challenges that kind of force me to either read more or read books on my TBR or out of my comfort zone. So if there's anything you would like to see, please just let me know in the comments. But yeah, we're going to jump right into the first book. The first book is One Dark Window, so you can tell it like matches very well. It's like the same shade of this like dark greenish blue with the black and then the gold accents on it. I have had this book on my TBR for a while, so it's definitely time to read it. And I don't know, I just wasn't in a fantasy mood for a while, and now I am. And I feel like this is just going to be a really good book to read now that it's March. And I feel like I want to read this book because I know it's kind of like a gothic romantasy, I believe. And so I want to read it before it gets to be like summer and fully spring. So I figured now would be a really good time to read it. And because it's a duology, I think I'll be able to probably read both books fairly quickly. But the version of the book that I have is the Fairy Loot edition. And again, I just feel like the whole colors and vibes of the book just really match the dark colors that I have today. The like hardcover of it is like this really deep like green, and the inside just has like a little scene here from the book, and again just the really deep colors. So I'm gonna start this book. I don't really know too much about what it's about. Like I said, I think it's, from what I hear, a like gothic romantasy, and it's about a girl who has this like, I feel like they describe it as like a monster in her head that she calls the Nightmare, and that's all I really know. There's an infection around that if people get it, they like end up with magic abilities. Otherwise the only way to have magic is to use these different like tarot type cards, and only like the wealthiest, like highest up people have those, I believe. And a lot of the people who got sick, they have people who go around and hunt those people. But because hers is just like this monster inside her head, she kind of isn't seen as having this, but she still is a little bit in hiding. So like I said, I'm going to start this now and just kind of read for a little bit and update you guys kind of along the way. Alright guys, good morning. So I am back reading in my car before work, but I needed to pick a new book for this challenge, and I am cheating a little bit because I finished One Dark Window yesterday morning. It's Monday morning now, and I knew what book I wanted to read because for work I have to wear all blue. So the blue happens to match the crash, so this is what I'm going with. I have a black jacket on to match the trees. I don't have any red, but this is the book I wanted to read. This is what I have to wear today. So, by my own logic, I'm making this work, and I'm counting this as working. So, that is kind of how I'm feeling. But, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have more of a full review of One Dark Window in my wrap up for January, February, and March. But I'm definitely going to be picking up the second book, and I want to get to it fairly soon because I don't like spacing my fantasy books out too much, just because I feel like I lose some of the details and then I kind of don't enjoy the book as much as I could have if I had read them closer together. But I don't necessarily want to read them back to back. So my plan is to read this, and then I think next I'm going to try to read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because the second book, or the next book, The Sunrise on the Reaping, comes out tomorrow. So I want to get to that soon, and I haven't read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes yet, so that's kind of where my brain is at right now. And then after that, if I had to guess, I'd probably read a romance book and then jump back into Two Twisted Crowns. Which is fine because I don't own that book yet, so I have to go and get it, and I want to get a specific copy of it because I already have one special edition of One Dark Window, so I kind of want to have whatever book I get match the copy that I already have. But I'm going to start this book this morning. It's just after 6:45, so I have about 15 minutes or so of reading, and then I will update you guys once I'm a little bit further into the book. Alright guys, it is Friday morning now, and I'm just getting a chance to update you guys. I didn't read anything at all yesterday, but on Wednesday I made it pretty far into the book. I'm on page 169, so I'm on part 3, chapter 31, so I'm halfway through the book, and I am definitely enjoying it. It's typical Freida McFadden. I feel like I don't really know what's going on, and it's just very fast-paced. I read so much of it yesterday. I think I read, or not yesterday, Wednesday. I think I read 120 pages in one sitting. I just sat down before I was kind of getting ready for bed and just kept reading. I feel like I kind of knew what I thought was gonna happen, and then it seems like it's completely different than what I had originally thought. So I'm just not really sure where it's going to go from here, but I'm definitely intrigued. So I'm going to keep reading this a little bit this morning, and then I'm hoping to finish it over the weekend. So that's kind of my goal, but definitely enjoying it. I like that we're kind of flipping back and forth. So part 1 was in the present, and then part 2 was the couple that finds her on the side of the road. It's their version of what had been the present. It took it back a couple days before they found her, and then it was leading us to present day, and now we're back to the present day, but I believe now it's dual POV. So alright guys, so it is Tuesday now, and I finished The Crash on, I think, Saturday night. I stayed up and finished this book, and I don't know, I feel like I enjoyed the book. Was it my favorite Freida McFadden book? No. But I still enjoyed it. The plot twist I definitely wasn't expecting at the end. but at the same time I feel like the plot twist was a little bit lackluster. Like, I feel like I wanted there to be more. I don't know what I wanted to have happen, but it just was, I don't know, the end fell a little bit flat for me. But in typical Freida McFadden fashion, like, I flew through and I think I read most of this book in 2 days. So I just flew through it. On Saturday, I know I think I read like 160 pages on Saturday. Like, I was flying through this book, and I just feel like every single one of her chapters stops on a point where, like, I want to keep going. They're all really short chapters, so I feel like it's really easy to just, like, oh, well, one more chapter, one more chapter, one more chapter. And yeah, so not really sure on a rating quite yet. I'll do all my full reviews on every single book that I read is going to be in, like, my quarterly wrap-ups. But overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, not my favorite Freida McFadden book, but not my least favorite either. This one was definitely better than some of the books in the Housemaid series. I'm going to put a pause on this series for right now, just because I am currently reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I started this on Sunday because the new book came out last Tuesday, and I hadn't gotten a chance to get to this one yet. This one is on my March TBR, so I kind of want to focus on some of the books on my TBR as well. I will continue this matching my outfit to book series once I finish these 2 books. Then I'll go off of whatever I'm wearing when I finish Sunrise on the Reaping and continue the series from there. But as I said, I just want to kind of pause for a second, prioritize this new release, and then I just filmed my April TBR, and Sunrise on the Reaping is on that, so I definitely want to get to these books and prioritize my TBR before continuing this series. But I am excited to continue this series. I think it's a lot of fun. I feel like, I don't know, it's just so cute to match your book to what you're reading, and I just don't have anything green. Like, I feel like the only thing I really have that would match this is exactly what I wore for One Dark Window. So, gotta put a pause on this for now, read these, and then I will continue this video after that. Yeah, so I'm hoping to try to have it so that when I finish Sunrise on the Reaping, I'm wearing something that matches something on my April TBR, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I mean, I'm happy to pick up a different book as well, but yeah, I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. So guys, I'm back with another matching my book to my outfit. I took a little pause on this challenge because I was just really in the mood for reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because Sunrise on the Reaping just came out, and I didn't really have anything that necessarily matched either of these. So now that I'm done with both of these, I just finished reading this one this morning. It is time to pick my next read, and I want to just kind of let my outfit pick a book because on today's Sunday, on Tuesday, the 3rd book in the Powerless trilogy comes out, so I want to get to that next. So I'm kind of hoping for something kind of quick and fast-paced. So this is going to be the last book for this challenge, so this is going to be the last time my outfit picks my book. But today I'm just wearing a little purple sweatset. I'm just lounging around the house today, kind of cleaning, not doing a ton. So I think what I'm going to do is pull anything that has purple. I kind of know what book I want to read because it has been on my TBR for so long, and I kind of purposely wore this knowing that I was going to finish Sunrise on the Reaping today and continue this challenge. So trying to work through my TBR, but I'm going to pull everything that's purple and just kind of go through what my options could be. Alright, so I have 5 books pulled here that have purple on them. The first 2 match this shade of purple, like, perfectly, both of them. The first is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. However, this is the 3rd book in the series, and I haven't read the second one at all, and I want to reread the first one before jumping into this, but, I mean, this is, like, almost the perfect shade of purple. The second one that I picked up was The Ballad of Never After. Again, I haven't read the first book yet, but this one is also like the identical shade of purple. So can't pick up either of those two. The next one has some purple on it, but I feel like it's not the right shade of purple. This is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I really do want to get to this book pretty soon, and I feel like it doesn't match, but I feel like it matches the vibes of the colors, but this one does not match quite enough for me to pick it. But I feel like this is a lot more of a darker shade purple. Like, it's got the same light purple on it, but with all the black, I feel like my full pastel purple is just not quite the right vibe as this book. So that leaves me with one book left, and that is Powerless by Elsie Silver. I feel like it's not the exact purple, but it has purple on the cover. It's all purple on the cover. And it's not in the middle of a series that I'm not, like, this is the point I'm at in this series. So this is going to be my next book. Like I said, it doesn't perfectly match. I feel like this is more of a pinkish purple, but this is the closest I have. So this is what I'm going to go with. It's on my April TBR. It's been on my TBR all year, and this is going to be the time that I actually read this book, because I feel like I'm actually in the mood for it now. So I'm going to read it while I am in the mood for a nice romance. And yeah, I'll update you guys once I get a little bit further into the book. Guys, I am back with an update on Powerless. I started this book on Sunday. I haven't really read too much since then. It is Thursday now. I am off work and I have to pick my brother up from the airport in a little bit. So I have just done a little bit of reading this morning. I am now on page 143. I'm in the middle of a chapter, so I'm going to try to finish this chapter this morning. And I don't know, I would love to get to page 200 pretty soon, because the next book that I want to read is already out, and I want to get to that book because I'm really excited for it, because it is right back here. Fearless. I'm so excited to get to that book. It's going to be in an upcoming video, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be reading a bunch of anticipated book releases that are coming out recently, and yeah, that is definitely one of the top ones on that list. But I am actually enjoying this book a lot more than I thought. I was so hesitant to go into this book that I guess I just like set myself up for failure, and I was like, I'm not gonna like this book, I'm forcing myself to read it. But I did actually pick it up when I was in the mood for a romance, and kind of like a small town romance, and I definitely am enjoying it so far. I like the characters. I think Sloane is a ton of fun. She reminds me a little bit personality wise of Willa. She's a little bit headstrong, a little bit stubborn, but she's definitely a lot more of a people pleaser. Like, she kind of has two different sides to her, and I really enjoy that about her. And Jasper's kind of the same way. He's usually so hidden and reserved, but he just has a lot going on in his past that I'm just starting to learn about. But I feel like the main reason I thought I wasn't gonna like this book was I thought it was going to be very like sports centered, and there really hasn't been that much hockey so far. There was like one chapter where they were at like a hockey game, but so far it really hasn't been too much. Like, he kind of has brought up that he plays hockey a few times, like people kind of know him, but it's definitely not like super sports forward. It just happens to be a romance with someone who happens to play hockey. I feel like more than a hockey romance. So I don't know, I feel like every single time I go into these, I enjoy the characters. I just feel like they're a little bit of a longer, slower burn kind of romance, and definitely not like a rom-com. And I feel like sometimes when I go into a romance book, I want it to just be light, fluffy fun. But yeah, I'll update you guys more once I'm either further into this book or once I've finished it. But like I said, this is going to be the last book in this challenge, so definitely let me know if you want to see more challenges like this, because I thought it was a ton of fun picking out my books just based off what I was wearing that day. So a little reading update on Powerless. I'm in the middle of one of the chapters right now. I'm on page 300, and so I have not too much left, like 120 pages left, I think. And I don't know what I think about this book. it's not bad, but I just read, and I feel like I'm still in the middle of 4 or 5 chapters in a row of just spice. And I don't mind spice, but this is like a bit too much, and I feel like I know it's gonna stop because I feel like there's gonna be some conflict at the end here. But it's just all clumped right together. There was nothing and then 5 chapters in a row of just straight spice, straight smut, and just, it's too much. Like, it's feeling less like a book every time I pick it up. I'm like, this isn't a book anymore. This is not what I am looking for. So I actually kind of like really slowed down on reading this just because I don't want to read spice every time I pick up this book. But I'm still working my way through it, but if it doesn't stop soon, like, I really might just DNF it, because it was good up until this point when they finally got together, and just, it's too much for me. But like I said, I'm gonna finish it just because I want to continue the series. I like the characters, I like the concept, and this is a lot of spice in a row. If it was spread out a little bit, I feel like it would be fine, but I don't know how I feel. Alright guys, it is official. I have done it. I've read the book, the one that's been on my TBR for so long. I have finally read it, and I didn't hate it. So it wasn't my favorite in the series, but it was definitely way better than my brain was like making it out to be. I just really didn't think I was going to enjoy it compared to some of the other books in the series. So I am glad that I read it. There was a section, like I talked about, in the middle of the book where it was like 5 chapters in a row of just spice, but that kind of ended up being the majority of the spice for the book. It just kind of was all clumped together into one spot. So I didn't love that, because I would have preferred it to be like maybe a little bit here and a little bit more like later, but it wasn't bad. I'm glad I continued it, and I really enjoyed that this one, like, it had a third act conflict, but it wasn't between the characters. It wasn't like some forced thing between the characters, some miscommunication or something that caused them like this conflict. It was an outside situation. And so I did enjoy that, because that wasn't, like, I knew it was going to happen because it was kind of talked about throughout the book, but it was really nice seeing the characters grow and be able to grow their relationship because of this conflict, but it definitely put strain on the relationship at the same time. So I enjoyed that part of it. And I think my favorite part of this was, I feel like we really got to see a ton of the other characters in not only Chestnut Springs, but in like her other series as well. Because like in Heartless, I feel like we saw a bunch of summer, and I feel like they talked about winter, but we didn't really see too much of anyone else. But in here we saw summer, we saw winter, we saw Willa, we saw Violet, who I know is part of her like original series, but they also made like a road trip and stopped in Rose Hill, which is her new series. And we got to have like a little bit of Beau, like we talked about him. We didn't really get to see him much, but it was just nice having all the characters there. So I know a lot of people have said that Reckless is their favorite in the series. It's either Heartless or Reckless. So I am excited to read the next book. But I'm definitely going to do like I have in the past and kind of space them out a little bit, just because these books are a little bit spicier than I prefer. So I don't love reading them back to back, but I did enjoy it. But this is going to be the last book for this little reading challenge. That being said, it can now go on my bookshelf with my read books. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you want to see this kind of challenge again. Next week is going to be my May TBR. So, oh, I was like, I thought I have a stack of them here. So I can give you a little preview of some of the books that I picked for my TBR prompt. Just my stack of books here. But that's going to be next week's video, so if you guys are excited for that, they're my favorite videos to film. I love finding books to match all these different prompts. So if you guys want to see that, definitely check out next week's video, and I will see you guys then. Bye.